What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about why I got a Cybertruck. I think this is a question that comes up a lot, usually in the minds of haters. Why would anyone buy that thing? But then on the logical side, the people who understand that the Cybertruck is an amazing vehicle, they still may be asking, well, why, right? Why would you get this maybe over another Tesla? So to answer that question, I should probably start with the beginning, which is me starting as a Tesla investor. I first invested in Tesla whenever I saw this guy named Elon Musk shoot his personal Roadster, Tesla Roadster, into orbit, into freaking space. And I was like, that guy knows what's up. That guy is somebody to pay attention to. And then I looked into, all of the things he does and has done and his companies, and boom, all in on Tesla and have been ever since. But it wasn't until 2021 that I actually got a Tesla. I got a Tesla Model 3. And the reason for that was my brother ordered one. And I talked to him about Tesla all the time. I was always talking about the stock. We were always going on and on about how great the company is and the vehicles, but we had never driven any. And he ordered one. I was like, damn it, okay. Why haven't I ordered one earlier? And the answer was really the price, right? They were very expensive back then, and the prices just come down, 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 down. And now, like, a Model 3 is extremely affordable. It's more affordable than any gas car when you factor in, the savings from not buying gas and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I loved the Model 3. It made me a Tesla driver for life. I don't think I will ever drive another brand of vehicle. The Model 3 was it. It just solidified everything that I had known and thought I knew about Tesla, the company, and the vehicles they made. The autopilot software alone blew my mind. Driving experience, everything about it. I just loved driving the Model 3. It was so far beyond driving any other vehicle that I was just like, this is it, okay? I'm a Tesla driver now. I mean, there's no going back. Aside from the Model 3, Tesla, of course, also has the S, X, and Y, which are all amazing cars. But back in 2021, the Model 3 was like, hands down the most affordable. Even the Y, which you can get at an amazing price today, was so much more expensive. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go for the 3, even though it's smaller and I have a family. Let's go with the 3. But I wanted the Y, but I thought I'll wait. And then they announced the Cybertruck. So I watched Elon announce the Cybertruck, that big event where they broke the glass. And showed, hitting it with a hammer and all that. I watched that live and it just blew my mind. I thought, man, Tesla was already so freaking cool in my mind, and they just upped it, to 11. So I'm seeing this thing and I'm talking to my brother again. I'm like, dude, these are so badass, man. Like, wow. And he's like, yeah, I pre-ordered one. I'm like, God damn it. Of course you did. And it's not like a sibling rivalry thing, but I was like, dude, okay, if he's getting one, I'm like the biggest Tesla guy, there is. And I gotta get one too, man. And I've had a truck in the past. I loved having a truck, the utility of it and stuff. I didn't actually like the particular truck that I had. I'm not gonna get into that now. But having the Tesla experience that I knew from the 3, I was like, dude, I gotta get that in a truck. I mean, I can't even imagine all the cool things of Tesla, plus the obvious benefits of a truck, plus the new things that are coming with Cybertruck, like the no paint. Paint is something that I hate on vehicles, always getting scratched and dinged. No door dings. We've talked about this. I've talked about it in other videos. The armored glass. Man, I love how rugged and tough this truck is. And having the utility of a bed is incredible, right? So I'm like, okay, dude, I'm ordering one too. And I pre-ordered the all-wheel drive Cybertruck. This was a little over 3 years ago. So in that time waiting, the Model 3 was getting too small for me and my family. My kids were growing. You know, this was some years going by, and we were feeling a little cramped, a little too low to the ground in the 3. It's really an amazing car, but it's not the best Tesla for a family. And the Cybertruck was just taking forever and ever to, you know, be produced. And then the price kept coming down on the Model Y, and then the tax credit came out, and I was like, okay, I'm getting a Model Y. So I got a Model Y, and it was everything that I expected with my very high expectations from my Model 3 experience, and then some, right? The extra space, the all-wheel drive, dual motor going up from a single motor rear wheel drive that I had on the 3, the base 3, just incredible. I freaking loved it. It just put my love for Tesla that much higher. Such an incredible product. And I still had my Cybertruck pre-order. And my plan all along actually was to get rid of the Model Y after the Cybertruck became ready. So towards the end of my 1 year of ownership of the Model Y, that's when I started really getting into the full self-driving space. I didn't want to pay for full self-driving. I didn't want to buy it outright when it was very expensive on my 3-year Y, because I had never planned to keep those vehicles long-term, and the price for full self-driving was very expensive. Over time, the price of full self-driving has fluctuated a lot, but then they introduced a subscription option, so you could pay $200 at the time to try FSD for a month. And we were going on a long road trip, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna do this, this will be fun. And man, there's no going back. So we're doing full self-driving on a back road in the middle of nowhere. It works. This was the beta pre-supervised, which we're on FSD supervised now. It used to be called FSD beta. So I caught the kind of the last wave of FSD beta, and it still just blew my mind. Then after FSD beta, Elon reduced the price to $100 a month, which was like, oh my God, this is a steal. Forget the $200 one-time road trip. $100 a month is worth it, even though I don't do like a ton of driving because I work from home. So full self-driving just really blew my mind, more than I could have ever expected. And for what it's worth, you know, there's a lot of people that are skeptical about full self-driving. Anyone with a brain should be skeptical as, you know, a first-time user, first-time experiencing this stuff. But I think it's worth noting, I actually work with AI computer vision, not at Tesla, but for another company. So I have a lot of deep understanding and insight into how this technology works and, you know, what it takes to make it great. And Tesla just, I mean, they're on another freaking level compared to anybody. And, you know, it's one thing to like hear that or read it, but to kind of experience it firsthand, as I have seen, from working with computer vision to seeing it, you know, drive me around in my own car, that was just unreal, like profoundly impactful. And again, raised the bar for me on Tesla. And this whole time, I've got my Cybertruck, you know, pre-order out there. And I had thought, you know, depending when it's available, when I get called for it, I may or may not take the delivery. Maybe I'll just stick with my Y. And of course I loved the Cybertruck, but it's very expensive. And I thought, oh, you know, maybe the Foundation series would be hard to justify the price. But I do only have one vehicle. I'm a one vehicle family, and I can afford, thankfully, to, you know, invest in a very nice vehicle. And after seeing full self-driving, it really got me thinking, okay, I got to do it. If I get the call, the email, whatever, to take delivery of a Cybertruck, I should do it. So the full self-driving, the functionality of the truck, the toughness of the truck, having something that is going to protect my family and be this amazing vehicle that we can have fun memories in and, experience together, really made it something that was worth it to me. And then also the home backup and the outlets you get out of here, even though you could think of that as like a minor thing, that's something that's really important, I think, to be able to have some degree of energy independence. I'd love to be fully independent with like solar and battery and stuff, but just the ability to back up my house and also, be able to plug something in and make food for my family in the case of, an emergency or whatever, that is really incredible too. So by this point, Tesla had been delivering Cybertrucks since the end of November, and I had pretty much convinced myself that, it's once in a lifetime opportunity to get a Foundation Series Cybertruck for the reasons that I mentioned, full self-driving, home backup, all this cool stuff, and just the experience of it for my family to enjoy this. I was like, I'm gonna get one. If I get the email, I'm gonna do it. And I would be lying if I wasn't kind of back and forth. I'm a classic, textbook overthinker. Kind of daily, I'm like, well, if I get it, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll get the second version, or maybe I'll wait till they stop doing Foundation Series, save some money or whatever. But then there was an event in my town, which is quite a bit smaller town than, it's not a huge major metro area. But they had an event where they were bringing a Cybertruck to a Tesla service center. So we load up and go to this event. I get my family in our Model Y, and we drive over, and there it is, right out there in the middle of the parking lot, a Cybertruck. Something that we've been talking about and looking at videos of, and we even have the Hot Wheels of. My kids have the little Hot Wheels on their desk. There it is, this freaking Cybertruck. And man, if it didn't, it almost brought like a tear to my eye. It was so incredible and striking to see one in person finally, right? And as we're pulling up, my kids are just freaking out. They're like so excited. And, I've never really seen them react to something like that in that way. Obviously, kids get excited about all kinds of different things, but there was this like really emotional, fun, joyful experience of driving up and seeing that. And my oldest daughter started crying. She has actually, when I thought about it, she's been hearing about the Cybertruck more than half of her life. So the Cybertruck has been this like unicorn to her, along with the rest of, many people, but especially to her in the short, life that she's lived so far. The Cybertruck becoming real was such an emotional thing and such a joyful thing for her. And that really touched me, as weird as that may sound. Seeing my kid get so happy about seeing this incredible vehicle. And that really pushed me over the edge. Like, you know what? It's not about the vehicle or the utility or whatever. All that stuff is awesome. But the experience of, being able to have those moments with my family, with my kids, doing something that brings us joy and, makes us happy, right? Because life is short. And if you can do things, then do them, right? Enjoy every moment. And that reaction from my daughter really solidified that I wanted to get the Cybertruck. So that was an incredible, memorable experience. But then I'm still waiting, right? I don't actually have one. I just saw one at this event, and now I'm like more hyped and more convinced than ever that this is the coolest freaking truck on the planet, and I want it. And I'm waiting, and I'm realizing it's starting to, set in that, you know what? I actually didn't order one of these very early. I only pre-ordered, at the time, it was about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years, and some people had their pre-orders for over 4 years. So I'm like, dang, I'm in the bottom of the list. I was getting kind of disappointed, but whatever, I'm patient. I can wait. I've waited 3 years, I can wait more. But then Tesla did the unthinkable for me. And as I mentioned, first and foremost, I'm a Tesla investor. What they did was release a long-term shareholder program for those long-term shareholders like myself to take early delivery of a Cybertruck. And I was like, okay, it's in the stars here. And I logged in, I filled out the form to prove my shareholderness. And then a little while later, several weeks go by, and I've got an email that says, hey, as an early shareholder of Tesla, a long-term shareholder, I should say, of Tesla, your Cybertruck is ready. And dude, the rest is history. So now we've had the Cybertruck for about 2 months now, and we love it. It's really, really been an incredible vehicle. I've done a bunch of other videos showing off all the cool things that I like about it. But in this video, I really just want to tell my story, a little bit about my background and my experience with Tesla, and why I got the Cybertruck, why the Cybertruck is worth it to me. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave it a like and subscribe. It helps out. Maybe someday I can quit my day job and just sit in my car and talk to you. I can dream, right? Anyway, thank you for watching. And let me know in the comments, what's your Tesla story? Do you have one? And maybe you're just starting your Tesla story. Maybe you're an investor, or maybe you're getting one of the cars, or maybe you're just here to find out what's the deal with these things and why people are so into them. Hopefully you can get some of that insight from me, and I appreciate you watching. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks.